Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be doing Solaris movement magic, which was formerly Tabata Tuesday. We're going to be keeping a very similar format, but we're just going to add a little bit of a warm up and short cool down onto it. Let's get moving right away. I'm going to start a little timer. Let's come to lying on our side, and we're going to do a couple of the movements that we're going to do when we get to moving more quickly, but just a little bit more slowly and gently. So on your side, you're just going to slowly start to lift the top leg up and down. So you can have your top hand in front of you for support. You can even bring your legs a little bit forward on a diagonal angle if that helps you to balance. Or if you want a bit more of a challenge, you can be all the way in a straight line with your body and then even have your hand on your hips. So we're just warming up here. We're going to be doing this movement at a little bit more pace in a moment. But this is just to start to warm up the hips a little bit, particularly if you've been sitting all day. We want to get them moving a little bit first of all. So that's going to be the first exercise we're going to do. The second exercise, we're actually going to be lifting both legs up. So this one you might need a little bit of help with the hand on the floor. But if you're feeling strong and stable, you can lift the hand onto your hip. I'm just going to do a couple more of these for now. And I'll show you the next one. Bending the knees, we're going to come into this clamshell position. And now we're just lifting the top leg, keeping the feet together. So remember, we're just warming up at the moment. In a minute, we're going to do these with a little bit more pace. So remember, the Tabata inspired stuff is moving as hard as you can for 20 seconds. And keep the leg moving while I'm talking at you. But we want to also maintain good form as well. So this is why we're just practicing the movement and using that as a warm-up so we know where our limitations are. So the final one we're going to do today, bottom leg is going to be straight, and you can have the top leg bent either in front or behind it. And we're going to be lifting the bottom leg up, so really getting into the inner thighs. So all of these exercises are fantastic for strengthening the muscles around the pelvis. Let's do one more and we're going to switch sides. So coming on to your other side, let's get the other side warmed up. So fantastic for stabilizing, strengthening the pelvis. So remember, you can be on a straight line here, or you can bring your legs diagonally if you need to. So I recommend when we do start moving a little bit faster, you might want to have your hand for support. If you were maybe in a Pilates class, you'd be doing it a little bit more slowly, for example. Let's go straight onto the clamshell. Lifting the top leg up. But for this one, we're going to move with a little bit more pace. So make sure you've got plenty of support so you can do it nice and safely. Really squeezing, using the muscles in the hip to lift the top leg up. If you need to go a little bit more slowly than me, you can do. Remember, this is just a little bit of a warm-up round here to activate the muscles. Cool. Let's just do a couple of reps of both legs together. So lifting them both up off the floor. A little bit challenging to get this one, but it's a good challenge. Make sure you're still breathing. And then let's do one more and then cross the top leg over. This can be crossed over in front or behind. And now we're really using our inner thighs to lift the bottom leg up. Sometimes the foot wants to get involved with this one, so try and relax the foot and really squeezing the inner thighs. So we're coming to the end of the warm-up. In a second, we're going to start moving full speed. So let's stay on this side. Getting ready, here we go. So top leg lifts, and you want to move as fast as you can whilst maintaining good form, yeah? So we're, I'm probably not going at my maximum, so I can still keep talking at you. If you can go faster than me, please go for it. And let's, that was my phone falling down. So now bottom legs are going to lift next, but we're going to rest for 10 seconds in between. So just allow that hip to release, and now both legs lifting together. We're doing this for 20 seconds. So lifting the legs up, I'm really trying to get the movement happening from the hips. Obviously the abdominals are going to be helping to stabilize you here. Make sure you're still breathing. And if you're doing this along with me, good on you. Oh, and that's that end of that one. Let's come back into that clamshell position. And feel free to, if you've got any questions, to pop them in the comments afterwards. I'm happy to answer any questions you have about any of these. So now we're really getting into the gluteus medius as well here. Might start to be burning a little bit. Like I said, if you can go faster than me, please feel free to go so. If you need to go slower than me, then also you can do that. So now top leg crosses over or behind, getting ready to do the lower leg lift. And here we go. So really squeezing that bottom leg up and trying to move as fast as you can with control and good form. So this should be fantastic if you've been sitting all day, just to get all of those hip muscles activated. They may have gone to sleep while you've been sitting down working, and release. So now we're going to switch sides and do all of that on the other side. So making sure you're in a nice line, or maybe coming into a diagonal line if you need to, and then top leg lifts. So this movement, you really want to try and find it happening at the hip. Make sure that the top hip stays stacked on top of the bottom hip and doesn't roll forwards or backwards. Again, nice and controlled, really using that top hip to lift. And now we're going to do both legs together at the same time. So maybe you need a bit more support for this one if you had your hands on your hip perhaps. And here we go, both legs lifting, really squeezing them up off the floor. Trying to get as much movement as you can. It's a small movement, this one, a little bit tricky, but quite fun to try and make it work. Make sure you're still breathing. Okay, we've got 2 more to go. So the clamshell is next, so bending the knees. And then getting ready to lift the top leg up, keeping the feet together. So really squeezing that top hip up. You can even resist on the way down as well, just to get maximum bang for your buck doing this exercise. Might feel a little bit burny now on that side. And last one, crossing that top leg over in front or behind. And we're going to lift the bottom leg up to get into those inner thighs. So again, try and relax the foot and have the movement come just from the hip. Keeping supporting yourself, keeping moving with as much pace as you can do with control. And we're nearly at the end, so keep it going as much as you can. And release. Good job. Well done. That was it. So let's just come on to our backs and just do a little muscle energy technique. So, oops, I'm going to stop the timer. So crossing one leg over, you're going to press the knee into the hand and you're just going to find a small 20% contraction. So taking a few deep breaths here, allowing the heart rate to come down a little bit. Hopefully you got the heart rate up a little bit. Hopefully you got some activation in the glutes. And release. Give the leg a bit of a wiggle to release it, and then contract again. So the knee presses into the hand for a 20% contraction. I'm not going to go too much into this today. I'm going to do another video tomorrow explaining a little bit more about these muscle energy techniques if you haven't seen them before. They are fantastic for releasing the hips. Well, they work on all different muscles throughout the body, but the one we'll be doing tomorrow will be this one. And release and contract again. So the knee is gently pressing into the hand. You're just finding a 20% contraction. So that's a really small contraction to just activate the muscle and get it working optimally. It's a nice way to relax after you've just done a little session like we just did. And release. Let's do one more. So I'm doing these for about 20 seconds each time. So we do four on each side for 20 seconds. But I haven't timed this one. I'm just taking a couple of deep breaths and release. Let's go on to the other side. So crossing the other leg over Of course, if you've got some favorite hip stretches you'd like to do to cool down, please feel free to do those. Again, I'm gently pressing my knee into my hand. It's not my hand pressing into my knee. Sometimes it's difficult to get it that way round. Release. Because we're used to doing a stretch like this, and it's not a stretch, it's something different. It's a muscle contraction actually, so that's the opposite of a stretch, but it's like a small muscle contraction which is activating the muscles. So like I said, I'm going to be doing another video tomorrow on this, probably around about the same time, might be a little bit later, so watch out for that. Let's release. We're going to do 2 more on this side. Again, gently pressing the knee into the hand. If you have any questions about that, please do ask me. And if you're watching this on catch up, same thing, just tag me in the post so I can be sure to see it. And please do give me a little thumbs up or a little heart if you've enjoyed this practice, or even if you've enjoyed watching me. Hopefully either you've got something out of it by joining in, or you've just watched and enjoyed it as well. So before we finish, let's do one more on this side. Just to let you know, I'm opening up for new clients on my Strong Motion program, which is all about developing a regular practice. Let's release, and I'm going to sit up. All about developing a regular practice, but also doing some of these muscle energy techniques to help release any tightness, any muscle spasm in your body, helping you to move better, possibly getting rid of some aches and pains, clearing up some niggles that you might have, helping you to dance better as well. So if you're a dancer and you're watching this, then these muscle energy techniques can really help release things, which are obviously going to make things move better for our dancing. So if you're interested in that, please comment below, pop tell me more in the box below, or feel free to shoot me a private message and we can chat about it further. So that's it for me today. Join me tomorrow to find out a bit more about the muscle energy techniques, and I will see you then. Take care. Bye bye.